Hi Gratitude Seeker, today I will share with you an easy anxiety self-help trick. It works for me, so most probably it will work for you too. Let's find out what it is. But first, like always, let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. This episode is supported by Mosaic weighted blankets. Here is what Gretchen had to say about the product. I love when I put this blanket across my body, mostly my chest. It's like a hug when you can't get one. Find out more about the Mosaic weighted blankets by visiting the link in the description. When it comes to the unknown, we all feel anxiety. When we have to do something for the first time, when we have to do something that has many variables, we feel anxious. For instance, in the class register at school, I was usually the first one because my name started with BE, and many times I was the first to be examined by the teacher, whether that was in class or during the sports hour. And if you've ever had to go to the front of the classroom and be examined by the teacher, you know how much anxiety you can get from that. You get quite a lot of relief when you see other colleagues going there first, but when you're the only one and you have no idea what's going to happen, you feel anxious. At least this is how I felt. But I had to be brave and I had to face my fears because it was something that was happening quite often. So if you have situations in which you feel anxious, you feel unsure about the near or the medium future, one way or another, the first thing that you can do is breathe. Our bodies react to our imagination. If we're imagining that it's going to be really hard, really complicated, maybe harder than we can handle, our bodies tend to react. And they don't react to the actual situation, they react to how we imagine it. They prepare for the worst. The second thing to do is to take things step by step. For instance, in my experience now, when I take on bigger projects, my first tendency is still to be anxious because I know how much work I will need to put in. But I know that if I breathe, I calm my system, and I take things step by step, I will deal with every situation as it comes, knowing that I will find solutions. And this is the third part of the trick. Know that you will find solutions as certain problems might arise. Because when we're really, really anxious, we think of all of the problems that can arise and we feel overwhelmed. Our body feels that it needs to react right now to every single problem that we're imagining. And it's just not true, right? So whenever you feel anxious about a situation, use this trick and these 3 stages. We all feel anxious at times. But having a way of dealing with it in a harmonious way can have a really huge impact, because all of that energy that we put into preventing what's the worst that could happen, we can put into appreciating the process, into appreciating the situation, and actually getting the most out of it. Think about the areas in your life where you feel anxious right now and apply this trick and see how things change. Thank you so much for listening. Like I was saying in the beginning, this episode has been supported by Mosaic weighted blankets. And if you want better sleep and less anxiety, visit the link in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening and for sharing. This has been Georgian Benta. Don't forget to keep